Hello, Cowboys Nation. Welcome to another video, and without further ado, let's get to another round of news from America's team. Micah Parsons sparks alarming contract negotiation update with Cowboys owner Jerry Jones. Micah Parsons' contract situation with the Dallas Cowboys has just reached a boiling point. Since the four-time Pro Bowler asked for a trade, the standoff has not improved, and neither side is willing to give in. What began as a simple contract negotiation evolved into a power struggle. Parsons requested security through a long-term deal that matches his production on the field. However, Cowboys owner Jerry Jones insists that he is not going anywhere. In a recent report by ESPN's Adam Schefter, the stubborn disconnect is still miles apart. The NFL insider also shed some light in an appearance during the Pat McAfee show, where Jones genuinely believes there is a deal going to happen soon. He also compared it to the handshake deals that Jones relied on in the past. Jerry feels like they had the makings of a deal, if not an agreement, in place. Schefter said he talked to reporters last week about the fact that when he bought the Cowboys, it was a handshake deal. That's what he said, and he's done a lot of handshake deals over time. Micah Parsons' camp doesn't agree with Jerry Jones' handshake agreements. On the other side of the fence, the camp of Micah Parsons didn't see it the way Jones perceived it to be. Furthermore, they elaborated that there was no contract in sight. No terms were locked in, and his agents didn't sign off. There were only vague conversations without substance, and no deal was in place. Micah feels like he never saw a contract, never agreed to anything. Schefter adds, his agents haven't signed off on anything. There are a whole host of issues there. Micah Parsons is a member of the 2021 NFL draft class that featured the likes of Devin Smith, Yamar Chase, and Pine Sue. His contemporaries all received massive contract extensions. But Parsons is still stuck on the final year of his rookie deal, facing the daunting reality that there is no assurance that he will get a long-term deal. The reality is that NFL careers are short and compared to dog years. Parsons wants assurance, heading into the 2025 NFL season, and an injury could cost him a big payday. The NFL is just finishing its preseason matchups and week 1 of the regular season is slowly approaching. The pressure is on between Micah Parsons and the Dallas Cowboys. To fix the situation, Stephen S. Smith goes on Dak Prescott overpaid rant on Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys have had a rough off-season with Micah Parsons publicly requesting a trade and feuding with team owner Jerry Jones. It all comes after a 2024 season that was already going off the rails, but effectively ended when quarterback Dak Prescott went out with an injury in early November. While Prescott remains one of the league's better quarterbacks. Recently, ESPN sports media personality and noted Cowboys skeptic Stephen Smith took to the national airwaves to declare that Dallas is overpaying Prescott. That is a grand total of $82 million in cap space for Jerry Jones. That's how you know you are overpaying your QB, said Smith, referencing some of the restructuring that has been done to Prescott's contract over the years via First Take on X. Prescott signed a massive deal with the Cowboys prior to the start of last season that made him the highest-paid quarterback in the league. While he has been a solid starter in Dallas for nearly a decade, he also hasn't ever performed particularly close to a best-in-the-league of level, making some fans wonder if that money would have been better allocated elsewhere on the roster. What do the Cowboys do now? Many pundits believe that Micah Parsons' highly publicized trade request was more of a negotiating tactic than it was a genuine desire to force his way out of Dallas. However, it certainly spoke volumes about the player's deteriorating relationship with team owner Jerry Jones, who has overseen a slow and steady disintegration for the Cowboys from dynasty to laughingstock over the last 3 decades. The Cowboys will now gear up for a 2025 NFL season in which many of their NFC counterparts have passed them by, particularly in their own division. The NFC East, of course, has the reigning Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles, as well as last year's conference runner-ups, the Washington Commanders. Even the New York Giants seem poised to take a step forward this year. The Cowboys will get their first shot at the Eagles when the season gets underway on September 4th in Philadelphia. Cowboys predicted to target 112 touchdowns running back in free agency. It's not blasphemy to say the long-term solution at running back for the Dallas Cowboys isn't probably on the roster right now. The Cowboys have done something along the lines of using duct tape to fix the problem at running back in 2025. If we're being kind, we can call it a by-committee approach, but history tells us it's a problem that's not going away anytime soon. Bleacher Report's Alex Ballentine thinks the Cowboys will head into free agency next year and will make a move on running back Tyler Algier, who rushed for 1,000 yards as a rookie in 2022, but has been buried on the depth chart behind Biggin Robinson. The last 2 seasons, Algier capped his career at BYU by rushing for 2,899 yards and 36 touchdowns over his final 2 college seasons, including 1,601 rushing yards and 23 touchdowns in 2021. In his final collegiate game, Algier was named Independence Bowl MVP. a 31-28 loss to UAB, in which he rushed for 192 yards and 3 touchdowns on 26 carries. Algier ran a less than desirable 40-yard dash time of 4.60 seconds at the NFL Scouting Combine and dropped to a fifth-round pick number 151 overall by the Falcons in the 2022 NFL Draft. As a rookie, Algier led the Falcons with 1,035 yards and averaged 4.9 yards per carry to go with 4 total touchdowns. He also had 16 receptions for 139 yards. The Falcons rewarded Algier's breakout rookie season by drafting Robinson with the number 8 overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft and immediately made him the featured back, if not the featured player, in the entire offense. Even with that, Algier has been more than dutiful in his role as Robinson's backup. He's played in 50 out of 51 possible regular season games in 3 seasons and has rushed for over 600 yards each of the last 2 seasons, including 12 career touchdowns. The Cowboys are unique and they have established NFL, All-Pro, and Pro Bowl talent at quarterback, tight end, multiple spots on the offensive line, and at wide receiver, where a new addition, George Pickens, might team up with CeeDee Lamb to be the best 1-2 duo in the NFL. What the Cowboys don't have are any decent running backs. What do you think? Leave your opinion in the comments. Like and subscribe to the channel.